Good evening, everybody. David Paul here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. Okay, tower camera. Well, this is from our camera here on the Gulf Freeway, looking north. Mix of clouds, some haze, some high clouds left over, cloud debris from storms that moved through downtown a little bit earlier. Things overall this evening are settling down, but they're going to fire back up again tomorrow. It's a very wet weather pattern. We got moisture coming off the Gulf of Mexico. The wasps are loving the evening temperatures outside right now. More downpours tomorrow, drier air Friday and Saturday, and then Saharan dust, a big slug of Saharan dust is going to come into Houston and Texas and lower rain chances significantly, and I think really be the thickest dust we've seen all year long, with a lot of impacts to the way the sky looks as we head into early next week. I'll show you more on that here in just a moment. So rain chances looking ahead, 50-50 chance again on Thursday, maybe even a little higher than that. Tomorrow is going to be a very wet day again with hit and miss showers all day. Friday and Saturday, there's a rain chance, but it's a little lower, down to 20%. Sunday, bump it up to 40%. And then Monday, we've dropped it to less than 10%. This is because we've got the dust moving in, and that's a sinking dry layer of air, and we think that may have enough impact to lower rain chances. High temp today on this Wednesday went to 89 at Bush Continental Airport at 2:59 in the afternoon. Normal is 93, so the clouds and the rain did keep the temperature at Bush below normal today. Talk more about that in a second. Record 102 set on this day back in 2009. Record low 60 set on this day back in 1974. So climate data. When we look at this, look at June, what we're looking at is one tiny little dot on the map. This is at Bush Continental Airport at our official National Weather Service Stinson screen weather measuring equipment at Bush Continental Airport. And right there at that point, we had a high today of 89. That was a little bit below normal. We marked the days below normal in blue, the days above normal for a high temperature in red. And we add them up down here, below 5 days for the month, normal 1 day. And then 19 of the days so far in June have been above normal temperature-wise. So officially, at that exact point at Bush Continental in June, we're probably going to end up with temps that are above normal for the month, and that's what will go into the record books. Take a look at rainfall. Again, this is at that one point, like about that big a point, a spot, and this represents, in the record book, all of Harris County and all of Southeast Texas. This is for Houston. Officially, 1/10 of an inch of rain Sunday the 1st. We had about a ½ inch on Monday the 9th. Heaviest rain day at that spot at Bush Continental, 1.5, 1.6 inches of rain. So total, officially, for Houston is going to go down so far as 4.5 inches, which is actually below normal for this time of the month. We should have a ½ inch more at this point, and in June we usually statistically get about 7.5 inches of rain. But we're below normal officially because at that one little spot at Bush Continental Airport we've had this much rain. We know that across the county and across Southeast Texas there are many areas that have had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 inches of rain this month. But what will go in the record for Houston will be that. Radar. So scattered showers coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, a lot of moisture coming in off the Gulf. This is why we're going to get rained on again tomorrow. And storms still just kind of going in the tropical atmosphere. Brenham showers near you. Katy, a shower came through Cinco Ranch, now getting you guys wet again. I see a shower popping up southern Grimes County. A couple of showers popping up Montgomery County. That's a little thunderstorm now just north of Richmond. So with the atmosphere being as tropical as it is, even in the evening we're getting showers kind of bubbling up here before sunset. There's the one now north of Katy on the 99 connector. And zooming out, you can see showers are starting to fizzle out here, but the moisture is really deep, and it just pointed right at Southeast Texas. So things will settle down in most areas this evening. Maybe we're quiet until 3, 4 in the morning, then they're going to pop back up. Here's this evening. Models keep a few showers going across the area now through 8 o'clock. And then, let's see, yeah, it fizzles them out as we head into 10 o'clock. So we'll lose the energy. Things settle down by 10. But I think by 4, 5, 6 a.m., heads up on the coast, we may see the showers begin there and then move inland for a repeat of what we had today tomorrow. Here's 6 a.m., and again, models showing pockets of rain developing here before sunrise. We get into noon, and the heat begins to build some isolated thunder showers. We'll go into the afternoon. This is 3 p.m., widespread scattered showers and thunder showers. It's hit or miss, but where you're getting hit, you'll see a heavy downpour. And we'll go deeper into the afternoon by 6 p.m. Again, things beginning to settle down, kind of like they are now, but still a few of these showers going, especially north of I-10, as the sea breeze lifts further north the longer we go through the day on Thursday. Big picture. So here's Friday. Scattered showers possible, 20% rain chance, but we're going to see a few showers on Friday. Look at the moisture plume that continues the monsoonal flow into New Mexico. Going to Saturday, a small handful of scattered showers, leave it at 20%. I think Sunday is a little better rain chance, 40% we've got for Sunday. But what I wanted to show you on this longer range is what happens going into Monday. Look at that. Rain chances just kind of vanish in this whole region. So why would they do that? It has a lot to do with the Saharan dust. So this is the way the dust stands now. Here's the west coast of Africa, another thick plume about to be pushed off into the atmosphere off Africa. This is very normal for this time of the year. It's one of the reasons why hurricane season quite often starts slow, because this time of year we get a ton of dust coming off Africa. Later in the season it slows down the dust production, and it can help influence and increase the storm count. So here's where we stand now. There's the Gulf, there's Houston. So no dust in the Gulf right now, but it's very thick here over the Bahamas and over the Northern Caribbean. Watch how this just billows into southeast Texas and Houston. Monday and Tuesday. This is where we stand Tuesday, but it arrives on Monday. We think it's thick enough, and remember, this is dust. So what you have is a dry layer of air in the mid-levels, and you have a sinking layer of air. Exactly the opposite of what you need to get rain showers going. You need lift and moisture to get rain showers going. This is dry and sinking, puts a lid on rain chances. So that's one of the big factors in lowering rain chances Monday, Tuesday next week. Skies, if this verifies, will be quite hazy. This would be by far the thickest dust we've had so far this year. And you saw how it stretches out across the Atlantic. It's a big factor in having us with no development expected for the next several days over the open Atlantic. Rainfall, big picture. Monsoonal flow continues, very active monsoonal flow with rain showers in Arizona, New Mexico, up into Utah. We stay a little bit above normal with our rain chances statistically. And then temperature outlook, we are forecast to stay above normal, below normal here where the rain and clouds will keep things cooler than normal across the southern Rocky Mountain states. If we were to get June development in the tropics, quite often it's here in the Gulf or the Western Caribbean Sea or up the East Coast. And we saw our little tropical storm, Adrian, no, not Adrian, I'll remember it later. It zips off to the north and east. That one came and went in about 24 hours, and it formed right in here where we would typically have it. But because of the dust, we're not getting that storm development. Andrea, thank you. That was our first one. Came and went in less than 24 hours, one of the shortest lived named storms in the Atlantic ever. Probably why I couldn't remember the name right away. Barry's the next one on the list. Chantal, Dexter, Aaron, Ferdinand, Gabrielle. But looking out at the models and looking at the factors out over the open Atlantic, no development is expected out here, at least over the next 7 days. Now we can see what's going on out here as far as sea surface temperature wise. This is a product that the Hurricane Center looks at quite a bit, cyclone heat potential. This is a combination of how warm the sea surface temperature is, but more importantly, how deep does that warm water go? So you get a measure of how much real energy is available if a storm were to develop, say, over the Western Caribbean. There's a bunch of available energy here. It's not just warm at the surface, it's warm at the surface and warm quite a depth below the surface. So there's a lot of energy waiting to be tapped here in the Western Caribbean, really across the entire Caribbean Sea, not nearly as much in the Gulf of Mexico. So when you look at just sea surface temperatures, Gulf looks like it's just as warm as the Caribbean, but looking below the surface, there's not nearly as much energy in the Gulf as there is in the Caribbean Sea. That being said, all that dust I showed you is a significant storm inhibitor, and one of the reasons why in the early months of hurricane season, June and July, we quite often start very, very slow. There's some other factors there as well. Still waiting on temperatures to warm up a little bit, waiting on more active waves to come off the west coast of Africa. But the dust out here is a significant factor in keeping the activity low. Here's what the satellite loop looks like over the past 6 hours. A little bit of shower activity, southern Gulf, but nothing here that's getting organized tropical-wise. Same things here off the coast of Nicaragua and Honduras, scattered thunder showers, but nothing getting organized there. In the Pacific, that's something we'll be watching. Hurricane Center says this spot in the Pacific has an 80% chance for development. We've already seen several storms form down here. Let's see, the next name on the list, and I wrote it in here so I wouldn't forget, it's Flossie. We have a different name list for the Eastern Pacific. So they're already to potentially the F storm. That would be the 6th storm they've already had this season. Now, their season begins in May, so they get a month head start, but they've been very busy over here with several storms, and the one that hit near Acapulco about a week and a half ago. Okay, Thursday's forecast numbers then. Back home, we start with a 30% chance for a scattered shower in the morning, especially near the coast. That worked its way inland by noon. 50-50 chance for scattered showers and thunder showers going into Thursday, midday and into the afternoon. It's going to be a repeat of what we had today, tomorrow, with hit or miss showers off and on most of the day. The extended forecast: Friday 20%, Saturday 20%, Sunday back up to a 40% rain chance. So the weekend, the better rain chance is going to be on Sunday. And then that dust arrives. It really starts to arrive Sunday night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hazy skies, dusty skies, potentially some air quality issues. Usually the dust doesn't bring air quality issues with it, believe it or not, but we'll watch for that. But we think that dry, sinking layer of air is going to zap the rain chances going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it does raise high temps back into the mid-90s as we go into next week. All right, that's where we stand on this Wednesday evening. Have a good one, everybody.